La 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 dum. Da 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 dum dum. Da 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 dum. Da 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 dum dum dum. Yup. Imagine. Imagine. Oh. All right, all right. I hope I am live. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Please, if you can see this, help make a comment that you can see this. It's 10. It's 10 o'clock on Wednesday. It's already 10 o'clock on Wednesday. Please, if you can see this, just help me. Help me. Please, if you can see this, just help me make a comment that you can see this. Wherever you are watching this video from, please help make a comment, your location, and I would like to know if someone can see me or hear me or whatsoever before I start what I'm supposed to do this morning. Please, 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 if you can see, if you can hear, just help me make a comment that you can see me and that you can hear me. Please help me make a comment. Hello, 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 hello. If you can see me, if you can hear me, please help me make a comment that you can see me and that you can hear me. Today is another beautiful Wednesday on Tuesday, fixing personal development issues with Joseph Adeleke, and it's a wonderful time again to share an insight into things parents ought to know, things teenagers are actually going through personally, and that parents need to know about, and how they can improve their parenting style. And it's always a huge privilege to come up online and share my thoughts on what I feel, what I feel is very, very important for people to know. Okay, please, if you can see me, if you can hear me, please make a comment and just let me know that I am not talking to myself. I think that's more important. So I know that I'm not talking to myself. If you can see me, if you can hear me, please do make a comment that you can see me and that you can hear me. Please, if you can help me make a comment, please, and you can also help me share this or if you come across it on your timeline, please do help me share it too. Please and please and please and please, before we start, time is running up, please. Sorry. You can see this. All right. All right. I hope I'm not talking to myself. That's the problem. Please, if you can see this, if you can hear me, please make a comment that you can see me and that you can hear me before I start. I just don't want to start without good morning, hola, good morning. Please, can you see me? I think you can see me actually. Then can you hear me? Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. Then I can start. I can start. I can start. It's a beautiful and wonderful. It's a beautiful and wonderful Wednesday. It's a beautiful and wonderful morning this Wednesday, and I'm really, really pleased to come up again to share my thoughts on a wonderful topic that I've been that I fixed for today, and I feel that people need to know. So, what I called it was 5 reasons why parenting is not just feeding your kids. 5 reasons why parenting is not just feeding your kids. Many parents or most parents assume that their own responsibility is just to make sure that they put food on their kids' table, and that's it. So whatever those kids are going through emotionally, psychologically, um, whether or not those kids are capable of handling some life challenges and issues, do not even concern them. As long as they can feed the child in the morning, afternoon, and evening, they feel contented. And I'm going to be sharing 5 reasons why I feel that that should not be the case. Every parent needs to watch this. Please, if you come across this on your timeline, please do share it and like, react, and I will really, really appreciate to see it coming. So, one of the first thing that I note as usual is to allow parents to know that most child need their love and their attention and time. So most parents are emotionally disconnected from their children. They assume giving their children food and paying their tuition fee is all there is to be about parenting. And they don't even know a child needs more than just attending to their physical needs. Of course, you want to attend to this child's physical needs. You want to buy clothes, you want to eat food, you want to get this new shoe, and you feel that okay, um, and let me provide all these things for this child, and this child will be happy with me. Sometimes they've gone through some things in school, and they just need somebody to speak to. And as a parent, you need to be there. Of course, you have your own challenge or your own burden to carry, and it will almost feel as if this child is inconsiderate or um, not concerned about you. But this child's mind is so fragile at this point, and he or she needs somebody to speak to, somebody that he or she loves and admires, which is usually the parent, and he or she just wants the parent to be there with this love, to be there that they know that you are going through this thing and I'm here for you. So a child needs the love, they need the attention, they need the attention, they need the attention, they need um the time. So no matter how busy a parent is, they should still find the time to create this kind of bond with their children to make sure that okay, I'm there for you. I know that you're going through this at this moment, and I'm there for you to walk you through it. Some are not even mentally strong to handle some life situation, and their parents just leave them to it. So one of the things that parents need to know that aside from feeding, the kids need love. your kids need the attention, your kids need the time, and you need to provide all these things. These things are not, they're not things that you can buy in the marketplace. They are not things that you can just walk past and just feel that, you know what, my child needs love. This is love. Let me buy love for my child. It doesn't work that way. You need to be there for the child. You need to listen when this child is speaking. Listen when this child is speaking. That way you can connect. Yeah, that's the word. You can connect more with the child. You can feel what he or she is feeling at every moment. And it's very, very, very important for parents to always pay attention to things like that. Another thing that is important is um, um, parents need to have a compulsory family time. A compulsory family time. One of the things that I realize is that our phones have distanced us from each other. Even your siblings at home, even my siblings at home, we hardly sit to talk unless that phone is dead, or probably I do not have data to come online or something. Then that's when you now know that, oh, I think I have a younger sibling. I think I have an older sibling. So, but parents should know that they should make a compulsory family time every time, probably, maybe if it's not every day, maybe twice in a day, or twice in a week rather, or 3 times in a week, or maybe once in a day in the evening time. There is a particular time where the family sit together and talk about their day. They play Ludo, they play Walt or whatsoever, an indoor game, and they watch movies together. Make sure that everybody just put their phone in a box and lock it there, so nobody has the time to chat with another person far away. They have time to communicate. That way, the child will talk about something that happened in his or her school. Then you can know how your child is faring in school. You can know about the challenges that your child is going through in school, and you guys can share it together, um, share the pain, share the successes, share the loss, share whatever thing this child is going through. That way, the bond becomes strong. This compulsory family time becomes makes the family has this strong bond with each other, and they just know that, the child just know that I can't go anywhere without telling my father. I can't go anywhere without telling my mother. I can't do this without do this. I can't make some life changing decision without informing my parents. So to improve the bond, to for you to know that this is not just about making sure that your child eats them in the morning and afternoon and evening. You also need to find a way to create this bond with your child. And one of the easiest way to achieve this is through a compulsory family time. It's through a compulsory family time. Everybody should be without whatsoever thing would distract them. In that way, you guys can bond, you can talk, you can laugh. If there's something that is annoying that somebody needs to express, then that person can make those grievances known. So it is a beautiful thing, and I believe that once parents start adopting things like this, it becomes beautiful and awesome. So another thing is, parents need to sincerely prioritize their child over any other thing. A parent needs to prioritize his or her child over any other thing. Most parents do not prioritize their child. They assume that they are prioritizing their child. So they provide for everything the child needs physically, for the money, for the sweet, for the sugar, for the whatever, for whatever thing the child needs physically. But everything the child needs emotionally, they're absent. Recently, I was talking to a particular teenager, and she was sharing with me how first she does not know what her father does for a living, and the second thing was that she hardly sees her father. And that was the saddest part for me. She hardly sees her father. It's not as if her father was not um, anywhere around the house. It's just that he is always coming home late from work. So he leaves very early in the morning, comes back late in the night every day. I thought on Saturday and Sunday was an exception, but the man goes to work on Monday to Sunday. So she does not even know whatsoever that a child needs to actually, like, the basic things a child needs to know about a parent. She does not know. She sincerely do not know. And parents need to know that they should prioritize their child over every other thing. This child needs your time, like I said before, needs your attention, needs your love. So why would you go out every day? And one of the reasons why you say you want to go out to work is because of the same child. So why work all your life and not be emotionally connected with this child? Now, if this child grows up and feel concerned about you, the first thing you say is this child is not loving, this child is not caring, this child is not understanding. I suffered all my life because of this same child. Why is this child trying to repay me this way? But all through this child's life, you were absent. Yes, you were providing the money, but you were absent physically. You were absent when the child needs a shoulder to cry on. You were absent when the child needs somebody to comfort. You were absent when the child needed an advice. You were absent when the child needed a friend. You were absent when the child needed a mentor. You were absent when the child needed a support system, not just a financial donor. You were just everywhere for the money to take care of this child, but you were not there physically to be there. And parents need to know this, that they need to prioritize their child over other thing. Every other thing is connected to this child. You are doing everything because of this same child. Then you need to know that that child is priority. If this child needs your attention, needs your love, needs that care, then you should be there for the child when the child needs those things. It's not just about working so hard to make the money. We all want to be comfortable, of course, but what's the point of working so hard to provide comfort for a child and the child still feels uncomfortable? We need to avoid those kind of things. And another thing that I wrote is teens want to be seen, teenagers want to be seen, they want to be noticed and even be validated. They want this emotional validation. They need this what is it called? This affirmation from their parent that you are good and I like how you're doing whatever thing you're doing. I really appreciate this effort you're making towards your success, blah blah blah. They need this validation from their parents, and parents need to know that their their emotions running through a child. They have feelings and they crave for attention and love. The parent needs to understand that above all that a child needs is the validation and attention of the parents. So the child needs this emotional validation. They need this validation. They need this. I can see you. I notice that you are here with us. I know that you 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 want this. I know that you want that. I know that you are looking forward to being this. You want to be great. You want to achieve something with your life. You want to help out. They need to be validated. So they need to be seen. They need to be heard. You need to pay attention to your children. I think that can be emphasized enough. You need to always find a way to pay attention to your children when they have something to say. Then you listen, listen, listen. Every kids want to be seen, every kids want to be heard. And if you are taking that away from them, you are only damaging the self-esteem of such child. And you really don't want to do that. Finally, one of the last thing is parents need to spend time with their children so as to build um, values, the right values in them. Parents need to spend time with their children. Many of the kids that we have today do not even have what is it called? Many of the kids that we have today do not have the right values in them. Yesterday, I stumbled upon a particular picture of a young boy, probably in his maybe probably 15 or 16, and um, what is it called? EFCC just caught him for fraud. That's Yahoo, right? And EFCC just caught him for fraud. I don't know how much he was it was caught with, but that boy at 15 or 16 probably got the support of his parents. Someone said the child is using an iPhone 12 or something, and you're not even asking where does the child get this phone from. The child decides to buy a LED or flat screen TV, an Android TV to the house, and you're not even concerned about where this child get this money from. As long as the child is spending money on you, even as a child, you're not even concerned. And that is not always right. We have seen many cases like this where kids and their parents are caught by EFCC for what? For fraud. And I really cannot say more than parents are responsible for things like this. Once the right value system is inbuilt into a child, then the child will turn out right. It is possible for the child to be influenced by his or her society or the friends or whatsoever, but it is also possible that instead of being influenced, the value system that the parents must have invested in such child will supersede whatever pressure he or she faces outside. So you need to understand as a parent that it's your assignment to pull in the right values into your child, the kind of values that makes this child have a firm decision when he or she is outside and probably wants to be introduced to something that the family values do not stand for. He or she will not get involved with it. I have found myself in a situation personally where um, I'm meant to be lured into things that my personal value, my family personal value do not stand for, and I really cannot do those things. So if you have a child, if you have a teenager that you're taking care of, then it is important right from it is always good to have started very early, but it's not never too late to also correct those things that could be corrected now. Put in the right values into this child, allow this child to know that this is right, this is wrong, this is the repercussion for doing this thing that is wrong, this is the benefit for doing this thing that is right. No matter, then give the person many records of experiences of other people that have probably taken the wrong decision, the people that have taken the right decision. Those kind of talks, they might seem as if they are not entering this child's ear, but trust me, they are sowing you're sowing a seed, you're sowing a seed into this child's life, and it would reap the right fruits. So please understand that values, the right values are very beneficial, and you can't do without it. You sincerely can't do without it. I will just run over all the 5 things that I listed once again, like I always do. And the first thing is what? This child needs, your child needs love, your child needs attention, your child needs time. Please try as much as possible to provide for this thing. It's not just the food. You don't need to just stock food inside this child's mouth and say that you want to, that's what your responsibility is just for. So you need to find a time in a week, probably every day, probably twice a week, where you create this family time. And everybody has opportunity to bond. So have it that way, where everyone is without the compulsory gadget, then you have the opportunity to bond. There's nothing as beautiful as that. Another thing is sincerely prioritize your child over any other thing. There's nothing as beautiful as that. Making sure that your child is the most important thing in your life, the most important person in your life. And no matter how hard you want to work, all this effort is because you want to allow your child have a comfortable life, have a beautiful life, and you just cannot mess with it. So the fourth thing I talked about is your child needs validation. They want to be seen, they want to be heard. You need to have a way to help them get validated, that I can see you. I know that you want me to notice you. You want me to see what you're doing. You want me to commend your effort. Oh, yes. So you came first in the class. Yes, I saw that. You did this. They want to be validated. They want to be noticed. And it is not that time you need to be saying, um, so you came second. The person that came first, does the person have to head? So you need to acknowledge that effort that this child has made. Nothing is as beautiful as that. Nothing is as beautiful as hearing your kids out, seeing them, validating their effort. And it's important. Every parent needs to know that above the feeding, above the clothing, the validation is very, very much important. Another thing, the last thing I stated is help your child build values, the right values, the values that can stand the test of time. When you are not there, the moment you're not there, he or she is with a friend or his friend, and they need to take some life important decisions, and they know. My mom will say, know the son of whom you are every time I'm going out. And it's always that way. Once there's a value system that has been inculcated inside of you, once you get to any place, you're going to know the son of whom you are, you're going to know the daughter of whom you are, if you are taught right. So every parent needs to prioritize building the right values into their kids, allowing them to know that this is what our family stands for. This is the right reputation that our family has lived for years. And I want to believe that once you put this into practice, you put this into consideration, everything that you need as a parent to help your child become better would be so right for you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Remember that I'm interested in seeing you become a better person while I work on me too. Thank you. Till I come around again next week on Wednesday, 10 a.m. Thank you very much. God bless. Bye.